So, if you saw my video on Neuro-sama, you'll know that I've been looking into VTubers and seeing what it's all about. And while Neuro-sama was one rabbit hole, there's a whole nother one that I've fallen into. I'm talking about Dokibird, and it turns out that there's even some new Dokibird drama that we will be taking a look at today, where she's going to be appearing at a convention in a booth that's conveniently next to her old employer, which doesn't sound like a big deal to me, but apparently this is like a world-ending crisis for some VTuber fans. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start off by talking about who Dokibird is. And well, it's a bit of a long story. So it turns out that Dokibird has previously been a VTuber for an agency called Nijisanji EN, where she worked under the stage name Selen Tatsuki, until she was summarily fired in what might be one of the biggest bag fumbles I've ever seen a company do. Basically, I guess VTubing agencies are kind of, well, let's just say authoritarian, maybe just outright Orwellian. They control everything about their VTubers. The company owns the models, the names, the persona, all of the social media accounts, basically everything that is associated with their brand, the agency has ultimate control over. I even heard that in some cases, the companies will have the ultimate ownership over their talents' Steam libraries. The whole thing seems crazy to me, and I genuinely don't understand why anyone would sign on to something that puts their own fame completely out of their control. Kinda sounds like a new iteration of the whole mess that regular old human YouTubers went through when a bunch of them realized that they were getting taken advantage of by multi-channel networks back in the day. But anyway, I brought up that they own everything because Dokibird, as Selen at the time, had made her own music video to what I believe was one of Lily Pichu's songs. And when I say that she made it, apparently she spent thousands of her own dollars on it. She posted it right around Christmas and fans loved it, but someone didn't. I guess the suits over at Nijisanji, who Selen was signed under at the time, didn't like the fact that she had gone around them and made her own thing, probably worrying about copyright, but also there's this primal anger that middle managers get when you go around them, so I assume some of that is in here too. Anyway, the company, being mad at her, went onto her account and privated the video. Selen said as much on Twitter, also asking people to re-upload it if they liked it, which in retrospect probably wasn't a great thing to encourage if she wanted to keep her job, but I don't think that it would have ultimately mattered much, so whatever. Then she goes completely radio silent for a long time. This is concerning because, as I've discovered in my brief foray into the VTubing world, VTubers tend to post a lot. Whether it's a YouTube video, a stream, or even just a tweet, they're literally always online. So for someone to go from posting every day to not posting at all, it was concerning, especially since when she came back, she tweeted that she had been in the hospital, only to disappear again, making people even more concerned. Then, just kinda out of the blue, the company Nijisanji posted a tweet saying that they fired her, which really caught fans off guard because she went from being MIA to just getting out of the hospital to being fired in just a span of weeks. Funnily enough, Nijisanji would go on to say that firing Selen/Dokibird would have a negligible effect on their financials. I'm pretty sure that turned out to be quite wrong. You see, I guess they didn't think that she would talk, because her first tweet back on her Dokibird account, which she owned after being fired as Selen, was to say that the reason she was hospitalized was that she reached a breaking point because of being bullied and being in a toxic and poor environment, implying that Nijisanji or some of their talent were the ones to blame. Now, the VTubing scene is one of these groups on the internet that take mental health very seriously. So when you get a lot of people who are very serious about keeping good mental health and imply to them that the company you had been working for was so bad for your mental health that you had to be hospitalized, it just isn't going to be good for that company because they turned their whole fan base against them. And that's what happened to Nijisanji. So that's why there's some bad blood between Dokibird and Nijisanji. The actual beef between them is actually such a massive rabbit hole that you would need hours to explain what's happened since then until now. But just know that it doesn't appear to me that Nijisanji had any idea how to respond, and I personally think that their leadership is incredibly incompetent. If there's anything Nijisanji did in response to Dokibird that made you angry, tell me about it in the comments. I want to learn more about how deep the beef got. Anyway, so what's happening now is that iBuyPower, which is a PC building company, if I recall correctly, posted that they would be hosting Dokibird at their booth at an upcoming anime convention for her birthday as a collab. I'm not really sure how they're gonna have her there since she's an anime girl, but I've seen them use these little robot guys to carry iPads around before, and I assume that's how. But back to the main point, it turns out that the iBuyPower booth is currently set to be right next to the Nijisanji booth. Now personally, I find that to be really funny, because it's one of those scenarios where you just know that the Nijisanji people will be seething uncontrollably, because she she's there living her best life, and they're still just mad about it. It's like literal high school drama, but better because it's with anime girls. Literally, this is the VTuber equivalent of somebody sitting at a different lunch table with their new friends over their old friends. However, I guess some people on the Nijisanji side are concerned because they think that this completely unserious high school petty beef will spill over into harassment or something because the booths are so close together. Personally, I think that they're just making a mountain out of a molehill, but here are some of the responses that I've seen. I did felt threatened for my IRL safety that I had to cancel plane ticket and skipped meet and greet with my Niji Oshi before, and it's coming back again. Seems like Doki is not even VTuber anymore. Her action make it look like she wants to destroy the entire VTuber community as revenge. Now, of course, this guy's being a bit hyperbolic. I don't think that anyone believes that Dokibird wants to destroy the entire VTuber community as revenge for what she went through. I think it's kind of crazy to believe that this is anything but a complete coincidence, and at this point, the drama's a bit stale, so I don't think that Dokibird would even bother to throw shade at Nijisanji unless she wants to be petty, but even then, it's still not a big deal. Certainly nothing anyone needs to feel unsafe over. There was another person saying similar things as well. To all the Niji fans going, please stay safe. I don't really trust Doki's fans in real life because there have been cases of Niji fans have been harassed before, and the chances of Doki's fans doing something harmful is not slim. Now, I think this is a ridiculous thing to be worried about, but that doesn't change the fact that this person genuinely believes that they might be harassed by roving Dokibird fans because of VTuber beef, which makes me really question what has happened in the past to make her think that this is something that she even needs to be worried about. If anything, I think that people maybe might joke about the situation, but that's not really past the line into harassment, so I don't know. Either way, I live for this kind of petty drama. I think being petty is entirely worth it, and I hope that Dokibird's event goes off without a hitch, and is more popular than the Nijisanji booth, even though I doubt this was planned in advance, and it's most likely just a happy little accident. I can't wait to watch it. I've seen some people say that the convention might move the booths to stop any drama from popping up, but I genuinely couldn't see that happening because booths at conventions sell out months in advance, and changing the layout at all is going to be a massive headache for the con organizers. But what do you guys think? Is Dokibird going to outshine the Nijisanji booth? Do you support Dokibird or do you support Nijisanji? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, if you're like a VTuber lore master, catch me up on anything I missed in the drama between the two down in the comments. I'd appreciate it, and I appreciate you for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.